So in this video, I'm going to show you how to find out whether or not you passed your board exam. So this trick actually works whether you're an occupational therapy student, a physical therapy student, a nursing student, or even a student of many other licenses that the DCA trick works for. So a little bit of background. The Pearson Vue Trick is for nursing students, and they're the ones who proctor and provide the exam for those who take the NCLEX for nursing students. And this is more of what I'd call an exploit, and it could go away anytime, but as far as I know, it's currently working. Basically, the gist of it is, after you've taken the board exam for the NCLEX, you try and re-register, and depending on the message you get, whether you are to proceed with payment, that's probably a bad sign that you probably did not pass, although it's not a guarantee, or whether you get the message, some other error message, basically, it probably means that you did pass. But this is not a guarantee. I don't know how it works in the background, but some students have had some success with that. But this does not tell you for sure, so it could mean that you did pass or you didn't pass, but it's not an official, basically, way of finding out. But it can give folks some reassurance. So as far as for occupational therapy students, I don't think there is such a trick. If you guys do know of one, feel free to share in the comments so that we can all use this valuable resource. But basically what I did was I used the DCA. And in terms of finding out, the NBCOT does email you, so be on the lookout for in your spam box. And this is an official way of finding out. But in my experience, it did take a couple of days for this email to arrive. And who wants to wait around for an email anyways, right? You want to be proactive and find out when you pass as soon as possible. So the DCA basically is the Department of Consumer Affairs, and there is a department website for every state in the United States. And they basically keep a database of all the licensees in real time so that you can look up the record and see whether someone is licensed. So this is basically the trick. So what I would do is I would hop on over to Google, type in DCA, and then license search, followed by the state that you are in. Now, which state do you enter? Basically, I encourage you all to apply for your license as soon as possible when you guys have some downtime, so that you get the process started, so that you have your application started, you did the background check, you submitted the fee, you submit a photo ID, and this depends on the state and what they ask for. But basically, all they have missing is basically the score transfer. So when I signed up for my NBCOT board exam, I chose to pay to do the score transfer. And I don't know if this affects the trick or not, but this is what I did. It might expedite the process, but still it's worth the while to give this trick a try. So that's what I did, and basically when I looked up my license for the state of California, it showed up. So how do you do this? You do a search for DCA license, search followed by your state, the state that you applied for or wish to work in. And what's really cool is they have, as you can see, licenses for a lot of jobs actually, including occupational therapy, dentist license, optometry, physical therapy, OT, and nursing as well. So I'm an occupational therapist, so what I did was I typed this in. Now if you apply for a permit, make sure you select that, or whether you're an OTA, make sure you select the right one, or it will not probably show up for you. So the rest is pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to do a random Jane Doe here. Enter your full legal name, the same name that you used to apply, okay? Not a nickname or any short name or anything like that. If you did get married, make sure you use the correct name of when you applied to. So nothing comes up. So there is currently, at least for the state of California, no Jane Doe registered and licensed. So what I did was I typed in my name, of course, and I got a result, and it came with the license number. And if you click on more details, it shows the issuance dates too. So the DCA is a really cool resource for you to look up yourself to find out if you're licensed and you passed the boards, or whether or not your friends passed too. So this is a really cool way to find out whether or not they passed, because you don't need their login credentials and you can directly look them up. And of course, you'll need to know their full legal name, the name that they applied with. Of course, follow good etiquette and don't spoil the surprise, and tell them that they passed when they didn't even find out themselves, of course. But this is a really cool way and a really good resource to look up basically any license If you're looking for like a CPA, for example, if you're looking for a doctor or anything that's listed under here, you can do some pretty good research to find out whether or not, a lot of people claim that they're licensed, but this is a good way to find out whether or not they're active too, or whether or not they're suspended. And this will show you if they have any red flags, and it'll alert you so that you know that who you're seeing is who they claim they are, but also not whether or not they're active and keeping up with, their licensing requirements. So this will depend on your state, and it may look a little different, but it's pretty straightforward. So hope this trick works for you guys. If this were me and I just passed my boards, it would be the first thing that I would try because it's just so easy and doesn't take much time. One thing I forgot to mention is that just because you do not have a search result with your name on it does not mean that you did not pass the boards. It just means that the DCA did not receive notification of you passing. So if you see no result, don't feel discouraged. It doesn't mean that you necessarily failed or anything like that. But if you do see your license pop up with your name and a license number, then it does mean you did pass. So congratulations.